Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. The tension between the United States and the Soviet Union was at a fevered pitch during the Cold War. Each party was in a daring race to defeat its opponent with technology. To gain the upper hand in the technological race, the U.S. made an audacious move. By hiding Soviet fighters and weapons in a secret facility for one startling reason. Today's episode will take you through all of the clandestine missions that unfolded the rivalry between the two superpowers. During World War II, the U.S. apprehended a number of German and Japanese aircraft. Which were then used for testing and evaluation by the military. Intelligence agencies keep an eye over the technologies used by their opponent. The Defense Intelligence Agency of the U.S. assumed the responsibility of collecting intelligence to safeguard the nation. In the realm of the Cold War, the Soviet Union was boasting about their new interceptor, the MiG-25 Foxbat, creating substantial pressure in the United States. The interceptor was believed to be a real game changer and could pose threats to the most advanced fighters of the U.S. Air Force.
When we examined the MiG-25, we found that it was not made out of any special aluminum alloys or such. It was purely made out of steel, which made it an extremely heavy aircraft. It wasn't an effective fighter. It was a virtually obsolete aircraft in terms of the parts and components to it. Although it was very fast, it was a gas guzzler. It had virtually no agility. Further, it was not a fighter. It was designed in principle based on what we were able to obtain from looking at the document as an interceptor. Based on all of these findings, we were able to come to the conclusion that the MiG-25 was actually a sheep in wolf's clothing, that it really wasn't the capable aircraft that we had believed that it was.
While intelligence data plays an imperative role, it falls short of the invaluable practical experience offered through hands-on experience. To bridge this gap, the U.S. Department of Defense went the extra mile, making a seemingly impossible act possible. The U.S. Department of Defense maintains a collection of adversarial aircraft and weapons to train its military personnel in the most resourceful manner. The Threat Training Facility is a dedicated training facility which offers opportunities for military personnel to experience real-world combat scenarios. The facility is aptly named the Petting Zoo, as airmen are offered a comprehensive interaction with the assets. Out of the exhibits, the MiG Alley at the Threat Training Facility comprises a line of MiG fighters, from the MiG-17 Fresco to the MiG-29 Fulcrum. Planes in the MiG series were among the first jet fighters to use a swept wing design. Which allowed for higher speeds and better maneuverability. They reached high speeds quickly, thanks to engines, and were equipped with advanced avionics for their time. This technology further enhanced with the MiG-23 being equipped with a variable swept wing capability, which continued to be observed in the development of the attack aircraft MiG-27 in the 1970s. Not only were the MiGs designed extensively to act as a fighter jet, but the MiG-31 was later developed to function as an interceptor during the Cold War. While the threat training facility serves a one-of-a-kind service, the National Museum of the United States Air Force is dedicated to preserving the heritage for future generations. The National Museum spans 20 indoor acres, housing over 350 aerospace vehicles and thousands of artifacts. Interestingly, the National Museum recently acquired a Sukhoi Su-27 to be added to its Cold War gallery. The Su-27 flanker is an air superiority fighter. Designed primarily to serve as an air defense interceptor for Russia. The fighter is still in service with the Russian Air Force and other air forces. In 2018, a Su-27 intercepted a U.S. Navy EP-3E Ares II reconnaissance aircraft when it was flying over the Black Sea. While the Su-27 possesses the same right as U.S. Navy aircraft to operate in international airspace, such operations do not authorize the fighter to fly extremely close, thereby creating a possibility for a mid-air collision. The flanker maneuvered dangerously close, with a separation of less than 5 feet from the Navy plane. Additionally, the fighter crossed the flight path of the Ares II, letting it fly through the jet wash. Another incident took place in March of this year. When two Su-27 fighters intercepted an MQ-9 Reaper surveillance drone flown by the U.S. Air Force. Two fighters approached the drone more aggressively and dumped fuel to harass it. The propeller of the drone was damaged, and the controller crash-landed the drone safely on the Black Sea. Despite the weapon-carrying possibility of the MQ-9 Reaper, it was engaged in intelligence gathering while respecting international airspace limitations. Aerial interception is the first line of defense through the air for ensuring national security. An aircraft entering the air defense identification zone of any certain country should identify itself and maintain communication with the air traffic controllers. If an intruder fails to identify itself, fighters scramble to intercept the unidentified bogey. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, is responsible for screening the North American sky and commanding the Aerospace Control Alert to intercept. It is of utmost importance to handle the potential threat with precision and professionalism. Unsafe and unprofessional interceptions could create unnecessary tension between the nations. The F-15 Eagle stays as the main fighter of the Aerospace Control Alert mission. And pilots undergo continuous training to hone their dogfighting skills. Initially, F-15 pilots take part in air combat training with other F-15 fighters. This allows a comprehensive understanding of the aircraft's handling characteristics. As the next step, pilots participate in dissimilar air combat training with other types of aircraft, creating a more realistic combat setting. During an interception, the objective should be to make the interception smooth and uneventful. As a rule of thumb, usually the intercepted aircraft are approached from behind. If the intercepted aircraft is deemed non-compliant with the instructions, the interceptor initiates a divert maneuver, demanding the intercepted aircraft to follow. During the divert maneuver, the interceptor flies through the intercepted aircraft's flight path. If the intercepted aircraft does not comply, a second divert maneuver is performed, but with dispensing flares to warn the intercepted pilot. If the intercepted pilots are non-compliant, the interceptor may fire warning shots, as stipulated in the applicable rules of engagement protocols. Apart from the tense interceptions and escorts, fighters are used to escort valuable aircraft. Providing the required protection from possible threats. In specialized missions, such as bomb task force missions that enhance bomber readiness and interoperability with allied nations, an escort is used to add an extra layer of protection. The availability of fighters provides deterrence to potential adversaries. In addition, fighters could respond immediately to any airborne threats that bombers may find difficult. The integration of the B-52 into the Advanced Battle Management System made the B-52 a high-value asset to the U.S. Air Force. This mandates fighter escorts on the B-52 when flying specialized missions.
For the big game on Thursday.
To maintain a state of full readiness, fighter pilots undergo recurrent training.
Master arm and safe. Master arm safe.
During a training session on B-52 interceptions, pilots focus more on the formation and navigation aspects. Which play a pivotal role when escorting a colossal bird like the B-52. Unlike a combat situation, an interceptor requires a great deal of patience and professionalism. No country can avoid conducting interceptions, as they are incredibly vital for national security. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.